and welcome to Flipped IGCSE Biology, Unit B5, Transportation, Lesson 3, the Heart and Circulation. This part of Unit B5 is all about the circulatory system. This system is composed of the heart, the blood, and the blood vessels. There are three types of blood vessels: arteries, veins, and capillaries. You'll learn more about those in the next lesson. You will have already labelled your diagram of the heart. Now you need to know how the heart is adapted to its job. First of all, it's got very thick muscular walls to allow it to pump the blood effectively. Inside the heart, it's got valves. These valves prevent the blood going the wrong way. It lets the blood go in through the atria, into the ventricles, and then leave the ventricles through the arteries. The left side has a thicker wall. You will notice in this diagram here it's much thicker than the right. Why do you think that is? It's simply because the left side has to pump the blood much further, all the way around the whole body, not just to the lungs like the right side. Some people can be born with a problem called hole in the heart syndrome. This means that the septum, which is the dividing part in between the two ventricles, can have a hole in it. This can cause very serious problems for these people as their oxygenated and deoxygenated blood mix together, and they simply don't get enough oxygen to their body tissues. Now, if it all goes wrong, heart disease. Heart disease can be caused by smoking, an unhealthy diet, stress, or genetic factors. A heart attack can occur when the coronary arteries become blocked. The coronary arteries are the blood vessels that supply the heart muscle with blood. If they become blocked, not enough oxygen will get to the heart muscle. This means that the muscle may die. If it dies, or if it doesn't get enough oxygen, it will stop beating, and this is a heart attack. Heart attacks, or heart disease in general, can be prevented through a healthy diet, that's low fat, low cholesterol, and regular exercise to keep your heart nice and healthy. Now, you need to know about the cardiovascular system. Now, you can think of the cardiovascular system as having two loops. One loop takes blood to and from the lungs, and one loop takes blood to and from the body. In this diagram here, you can see the upper part represents the blood going to the head, and the lower part represents the blood going to any part of the body below the heart. And you can see the left and right lung there. Let's look at this in a slightly simpler diagram now. So remember, the heart, the left side of the heart, which is like the right if you're looking towards it, has oxygenated blood, and the left side has deoxygenated blood. We'll start there in the right ventricle. When the right ventricle contracts, it pushes blood up towards the lungs. The blood vessel which takes the blood away from the heart towards the lungs is called the pulmonary artery. When blood leaves the heart from the right ventricle, it's under quite high pressure. The blood passes to the lungs, where it is oxygenated. The oxygen you breathe in is passed into the blood, and the carbon dioxide from the deoxygenated blood diffuses out. The blood then returns to the left side of the heart in the pulmonary vein. When the left ventricle contracts, the blood leaves the heart under very high pressure. The blood vessel that takes blood away from the heart is the largest one in your body. It's called the aorta. It's about the size of your index finger, very thick. So blood leaves the heart at very high pressure. This high pressure allows it to pass to every single part of your body. If you think your heart has to pass this blood to the very tips of your fingers, the very tips of your toes, and all the way up against gravity to oxygenate your brain very well. So once the blood reaches the head and the body, it then loses the oxygen. It passes that oxygen to the body cells that need it to do respiration, and receives carbon dioxide from the same cells. The blood is then brought back towards the heart again under much lower pressure in the vena cava, which is a vein. And there's the bibliography.